So let's talk about the narcissist. Yes, I've been a victim of a narcissist, and I want to help my Ebonies to stay clear of any narcissistic men out there. Welcome back to my channel, Ebonies. This is Cherie from the Ebony Collective, and I'm here today to talk about a really important topic, and that is when you meet a narcissistic man and how to avoid them. So I've been a victim of probably more than one narcissist, but the most recent one, I can definitely use that to put this video together to make sure that I help my ladies, my ebonies, to avoid these type of men, because they will only serve to drag you down, to bring you down, and to drain your energy. If you haven't listened to my previous video on how to prevent your energy from being drained, go ahead and look back on my previous videos. I have talked about this in one of those videos. But in terms of a narcissist, yes, they will drain your energy. That is their whole point. They are there to, it's almost like they target you. They can sniff out people who they think are vulnerable and going to be susceptible to the behaviors that they're going to put on you. So, for example, you could be a good woman. You could have all the attributes that many men want. You could be a faithful woman. You could be a woman that is honest. You could be a woman that is hardworking. You could be a woman that basically just wants to have a loving, committed relationship. But if you meet a narcissistic man, that man is not going to bring you that. That man is going to see those attributes that you have, and slowly but surely, he is going to love bomb you probably at the beginning and come across as all nice and amazing and like he's God's gift to women. But eventually, his whole plan is to bring you down a peg or two. His whole plan sometimes ultimately could be to destroy you. Why? Because those people have something in them that they are lacking. They might come across as confident, but really, that confidence is more arrogance. They might come across as the man of your dreams, but then if they're slowly chipping away at your confidence, at your self-esteem, by giving you the silent treatment, by ghosting you, all of these things are red flags and show some form of narcissism in that man. And I've been a victim of this. I've met someone in my past who had the looks that I was looking for. He ticked that box. He had the height that I wanted. He had the physique that I wanted. He had it all. He even portrayed himself to be like a businessman. And in my mind, I thought, oh yeah, he's a businessman. That must mean he's successful. I don't know why I didn't even dig deeper in that sense. But I automatically assumed because he kept talking about his business, he was working in his business, that it was a successful business, not realizing that this person was accumulating debt, a lot of debt in his business. So he had it all on the outside, and that's how they will come across. They're going to tick a lot of boxes on the outside. Like I said, he ticked the box of the physique, he ticked the box of the looks, he ticked the box of the type of person physically that I wanted, is into exercise, into keeping himself healthy, had his own interests as well. So those were the type of things that I wanted in someone. But what also came with that was that he got me into a toxic routine, I would say, or he attributed toxic behaviors that I started to normalize. So even though I knew that those toxic behaviors, for example, having a girl call me or a woman call my phone and say this, that, and the other, he would always have an answer to that. He would always have an answer to why this person is calling and deny that there was anything going on. But obviously that's bringing stress into my life, and I'm not asking for that stress. I was in a position where I just wanted to date that person because I actually just liked them. But a narcissist will get you drawn into situations that you not necessarily are looking for or even asking for, but they're going to bring that to your doorstep, and then they're going to watch and see how you react to that. So they're going to watch and see, are you going to react to it? Are you going to kick off, or are you going to remain calm? Are you going to move past it? And if you move past it, then that gives them the green light to do it again. But this time they're going to do it with a bit more oomph, with a bit more vim, and it's going to hit harder even more the second time. And it's almost like they're trying to break you down, trying to normalize toxic behaviors because they want to live a life which is toxic, but they want the women around them to also play into that. They want you to be accepting of that type of behaviors, but they know that they can't show you that all at the beginning. So they know that they have to slowly bring it in, see how you react to it, slowly chipping away at you, slowly getting you used to those type of behaviors where it almost becomes normal. And let's not forget, a narcissist man, what I've seen, not just for myself, but even from other women who's gone through similar situations, is that they will come with the best, in terms of intimacy. The intimacy will be on point. It will be 100%. It will be what you're looking for. And this is part of the reason why I now abstain, because I have realized the power of an intimate with someone, how that can actually keep you connected to that person, despite the fact that you've seen a lot of red flags and toxic behaviors. So that is part of the reason, my Ebony's, why I even preach or even say to abstain from being intimate with people, because ultimately, especially if you're seeing red flags at the beginning, once you start becoming intimate, it draws you closer to that person. And that can make it more difficult for you to then be able to end that relationship or even situationship. I've seen people stay in situationships for years with people who are toxic, with men who are toxic, with men who are ultimately just bringing them stress, worry, anxiety, and fear. That is not the type of person that we want in our life, Ebony. I want my Ebonies to succeed. I want you to have amazing relationships, committed relationships, healthy relationships. It's not always going to be sunshine and roses. I know that. But at the same time, we as Black women, we don't have to suffer with struggle love. I am not an advocate for struggle love. No way. And a part of struggle love is being in toxic relationships with men who exhibit narcissistic behaviors. So they will draw you in, they will show you the nice side of them. They're going to take you out, they're going to treat you nice, they're going to spend money on you potentially. They're going to give you the best intimacy that you've ever had, so that it's almost like being under their spell. That's how I felt. I literally felt like, now that I've awakened and I've gone through my healing journey, which by the way took me years to get over that. Now that I've awakened and I've gone through my healing journey, it's almost like a spell has been lifted and I have become so awakened to what I was under and the type of behaviors that I accepted. And I have got to the point where I'm like, wow, I actually put up with that for so many years just because this person was my type. A type doesn't mean anything if they are not treating you right, Ebony's. A type doesn't mean anything if you are not getting from the relationship what you are supposed to be receiving. If the relationship is not moving forward in a positive way, if you're not seeing signs of commitment from this person, this is not the person for you. As hard as it may seem, I know you have to get to that point where you can spot these red flags early on so that you are able to leave early on with no ties to that person, with no connection to that person, with no children with that person. Because once you start bringing other things into the mix, especially children, somehow you're still going to be connected to that person. But you can set boundaries. It's all about, if you have children, setting boundaries. And I'll talk about that in another video. But in terms of just spotting the red flags of a narcissist, these are people that you don't want to give your energy to. Trust me when I say this, Ebony, these are men who will drain your energy. They will take your energy, they will use that energy to propel themselves. And they have no inkling or no desire to bring you along with them on that journey. So whilst they're pulling from you, taking your energy, taking your money, potentially using you and trying to get as much as they can from you, your energy is going to be depleted essentially, whilst their energy is up and up and up. And before you know it, they're on another level and they, like I said, have no desire to bring you up to that level. They want to keep you beneath them. They almost see you like competition. If they have met a woman who is successful in her own right, who is an independent woman in her own right, it's almost like a game for them. Their whole game is to bring you down a peg or two, even a times 10 to bring you beneath them, because they see you as competition. They can still be intimate with you. They can still kiss you. They can still take you out and show you affection and attention in that moment. But ultimately, they don't want you to be on their level. They still see you as competition. They will use you They will be intimate with you, but they do not want to see that woman above them or what they perceive to be above them. And I know a lot of women have gone through this, and it's so sad that I've gone through this, we've gone through this, and we've met men who have caused that type of stress and anxiety. I've seen women deal with men like this, and they were confident women. They had high self-esteem, high self-concept. And then they came out of a relationship with someone years later, drained. They came out feeling depressed, feeling anxious, with multiple different health issues that they've taken years to overcome just because of the stress alone. And again, I will talk about that in a different video in terms of how to reduce stress levels, because that is a big thing for women and the effects that it has on us. But in terms of the narcissist, once you get involved with a man like this and you stay involved with them, trust me when I say this, nothing good is going to come out of it. That man alone has to go through her own healing journey. And if he's not got to that point, he will never change. He will change for the short term because he's seen that he's probably got on your nerves or felt like he might potentially be losing you. He will change in that moment, and he will, but he won't be able to maintain it. He won't be able to maintain it to the point where he's consistently showing that he's healed, that he has no traumas that are affecting his life as an adult now. He can't maintain it. His whole game is to bring you down a peg or two, to see you suffering, to see you crying, to see you upset, to see you low, to see you withdrawn, to see you isolated away. That makes them happy. That makes them feel great. That's where they feed and get their energy from. So it's not a game. Don't treat your love life as a game. Don't treat your life as a game. You've come too far to let somebody, one man, come into your life and bring you down. And even if you have gone through this, listening to these type of videos, you can get through it and you can prosper and you can shine and you can get even better. But if I can help my Ebonies avoid this altogether as much as possible, then I'm going to put that message out, because it needs to be said. It needs to be said. So many women have gone through this. So many women, not just myself, but because I've been able to see that light, and the light bulb went off and I was like, actually, I've been a victim of a narcissist. I've been a victim of love bombing, of pretending to be nice, of building you up only to bring you down times 5, of gaslighting, making me feel like I've not said things that I have said, of ghosting, disappearing when they feel like they've lured you in, only for you to then be chasing them. No, we're not doing it. We don't chase around here. That should be one of my slogans. We don't chase around here. No way. No way. So this is just a beginner. This is just something I wanted to put out, because I'm just at that point where I see it all the time. I see women who, what seems like they are desperate to be in a relationship, that they will put up with any type of behaviors from any man. And I'm telling you, ladies, I've seen comments where, and even myself, I've said it, the most stress that I've had in life has come from a man. But it's come from a man because I allowed it. I have to take accountability to say that there were behaviors that I saw at the beginning that were red flags, but I allowed it to continue. I allowed myself to stay there. I allowed myself to go through that heartbreak because I stayed there, because I didn't choose myself and choose to walk away. Yes, it's painful. Yes, it's painful to block someone that you actually like or loved. It's painful to walk away and not even give that person an explanation, but you have to put yourself first, because that person will only get worse. Their purpose is to bring more chaos and suffering into your life. And if you can avoid that as much as possible, then by all means do that. Block them, delete them. Don't even give them an answer if you feel like that's the best way to move forward. But just move forward, move on from them, learn the lessons that you needed to learn from that person and keep it moving, and use it to your advantage, so that if you do come across a person like that again, that you are able to spot the red flags even quicker than the last one. Or even if you don't, you're able to identify within yourself What is a healthy relationship? What type of person are you looking for? Learn, use this as a lesson to learn and to grow. Use that pain that you've gone through from dealing with a narcissist, because they will put you through pain. Use that pain and use it to your advantage so that you know next time, okay, I've gone through that situation, but I've learned from that situation and I will not find myself in that situation again because I've learned X, Y, and Z. So please, ladies, like I said, take your love life seriously. Take the lessons of dealing with a narcissist seriously, because it can get so serious. You know, there's women out here that have lost their life to a narcissist. There's women out here who are suffering because they've stayed in relationships or resumed contact with a narcissist. Don't be one of those women. Walk away, move away, do what you have to protect yourself, protect your energy, and protect your peace. And even so, you're even protecting your children or your future children that you're going to have by just walking away from a narcissist. Yes, he might have been your type, but there's plenty of men out here. Like they say, a man is the easiest thing to get. The thing that you have to protect is your energy. Maintaining your positive energy and a good sense of self is not easy. It's not easy to get. It's not easy to maintain. You have to be intentional. And like I say, Ebony's, I'm all about being intentional about the choices that we make as women. We have to be responsible. We have to be accountable for that. We can't control another man. We can't control their behaviors. You just have to have discernment, and you have to use that power of discernment to your advantage to be able to spot the red flags. And once you do, start to take action to either walk away, plan your exit strategy without even telling them your exit strategy. That's what I would say. Plan it in your mind, be intentional, plan your exit strategy without even telling them. Because once you tell a narcissist that you're planning to leave them or you're planning to do something which is against what they want, that can put you in a dangerous situation. So to prevent that, I would say plan your exit strategy without even being in contact with that person, without telling them. Keep that to yourself. Don't even tell your close friends, because before you know it, they've gone and told if their boyfriend is friends with him, they've gone and spilled the beans. Keep it to yourself, but be intentional, ladies. So that's it in this video. If that resonated with you, please drop your comments below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Have you been a victim of a narcissist? Have you yourself as a woman even identified as being a narcissist? Because that's something we don't talk about a lot in terms of women being narcissistic. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are, ladies, and I'll see you in another video.